1914, it would be time for Auburn and the Auburn School District to respond to the modern world as it related to education. The community rose magnificently to the challenge. And we are here today to share that story with you by reenacting the day the doors opened 110 years ago on January 10th. Mr. Barry.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends of Auburn, esteemed trustees, parents, pupils, will you please stand if you're able and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I welcome you most cordially to this day of celebration marking the opening of our new Auburn Grammar School building. It gives me great pleasure to see our community gathered together in support of learning and the welfare of our children. This schoolhouse stands as proof of what cooperation, civic spirit, and faith in education can accomplish. As principal, I've had the privilege of watching our plans take shape, and I am very proud of what we've been achieved for the benefit of our young people. And to help us celebrate today, we are honored to have with us the Auburn Union School District Band under the direction of Mr. Charles, who will perform for us now. Mr. Charles. Before we proceed to the formal dedication, It is my honor to call upon the chief school officer of our county, a woman who began her career in our Auburn schools and who has served our youth with dedication and devotion, and now who guides all the schools in Placer County with wisdom and steadiness. I speak, of course, of our county superintendent of schools, Miss Irene Burns. Miss Burns has long been known to the people of this county as a capable teacher, a loyal servant of education, and a tireless advocate for children of both town and foothill. Having risen from the classroom to become the first woman in our county's history to hold public office, she has proven herself equal to every responsibility placed before her. It is with gratitude and respect that I invite her now to address you on this happy and grateful occasion. Ms. Burns.
Thank you, Mr. Gary, for those gracious remarks. Friends and neighbors, we meet here on this 10th day of January, 1916, and it is clear to us all that we stand at a turning point in our county's history. We are entering a new era of growth, and it is only fitting that we mark such a beginning here, under the roof of this building, this fine, modern building. This hall stands as a symbol of our progress and our commitment to the years ahead. 2 years ago, in 1914, members of this community saw fit to pass the bond required to make this dream a reality. We have been fortunate indeed to secure the services of a renowned architect, Mr. Weeks, to set the plans to paper, and we have watched with great pride as these walls were raised bit by bit. To see it finished today is a testament to what we can achieve and look forward to in our future together. My friends, and especially you, students of Auburn, before we look forward towards that bright future and of this institution, I should like to take a brief moment to look back. I find that it helps us all, myself included, to better appreciate the blessings of this day. I was a child of Auburn myself. Before my family had moved to Auburn, I lived in the small mining camp town of Michigan Bluff. I lived there until I was but 4 years of age. It was in this mountain town that I received my own schooling, and then at the age of 18 took up the mantle of teacher. My first post was in Deadwood, some 8 miles distant from here. In those days, I did not have a motor car, and instead rode my faithful mule from the farmhouse straight to the schoolhouse door. When I turned 21, I was heartened to return to Auburn to teach the 5th grade. At that time, our grammar school was the grandest place I had ever seen. 2 two-story buildings, side by side, housing 4 rooms each. For many months, you students have watched from those very buildings as this modern structure rose from the earth. I suspect you have spent many an hour imagining what lay beyond these walls. Well, the days of wondering have passed. Today, you march through those front doors and this fine auditorium, and you embarked upon a journey into a brand new world of learning. You likely noticed that these new halls are quite comfortable. Down in the basement, we have a furnace and a boiler that sends warmth into every corner of this building. No more shivering over your slates on a January morning. You may have also noticed, perhaps with relief, that we have indoor plumbing. No more trekking outside to the outhouses, and you can now wash your hands with ease, a practice we now know is very helpful to your health. And while our new rooms are blessed with large windows, you need not depend on the sun after all, as every room within this building is afforded electricity and lights by which to learn. Auburn Grammar holds a most dear place in my heart. Having served here as a teacher and vice principal before moving to my current office, when I was elected as your county superintendent 3 years ago, I did so with a firm resolve to bring about better things for our children. One of my first aims was to see that every child had an individual drinking cup instead of drinking from the common dipper. And now today, we have a row of drinking fountains along the backside of this building. It is important to me that you all had hot lunches, and today you will eat lunch for the first time in your cafeteria downstairs. And last of all, but certainly not least, you have a station where a visiting nurse will come to attend to your health. Our community takes immense pride in providing these modern facilities to you and for your benefit. I shall actually be joining you here, as my office will be on the second floor. I have every confidence that you will make us proud with your scholarly achievements, and I will close with saying welcome to your new school. And now let me introduce Mr. Charles again for his second piece.
Ladies, gentlemen, students, having been addressed by our superintendent, Ms. Burns, I now offer a few words on behalf of the faculty and the children who will use this building. Today marks an important step in Auburn's progress. This schoolhouse, built with care and forethought, is dedicated to the service of youth. Its warm and well-lighted classrooms, its wide hallways and stairways, its orderly arrangement, its modern dining facility, and its sturdy construction are all tokens of this community's determination that its children shall want for nothing in their pursuit of knowledge. This building is not only a place of study, but also a place of culture and refinement. I am proud to acknowledge the generosity of the Improvement Club, whose gift of a new theatrical curtain, beautiful green bordered with gold scrolled design, adds dignity and charm to our assembly hall. A new baby grand piano, recently purchased, which has already been heard today, and I believe all who listened will agree that it is a worthy addition to our school. Though acquired on the installment plan, it represents a lasting investment in the musical education of our children. And in the near future, a motion picture machine of the latest design will be installed at an expense of $225. Once installed, the series of educational pictures will be shown, furnished by the University of California, to which both students and the public will be invited. To our trustees and citizens who supported this undertaking, I extend my deepest thanks. You have provided more than a building. You have given opportunity, comfort, and hope to every boy and girl who walked through these doors. I am pleased to report that we are very near the completion of our building fund. A little less than $1,000 need to be secured, which will bring the total cost of this structure into the neighborhood of $48,000. To the teachers, Mr. Fellows, Miss Lewis, Miss McCormick, Miss Waldo, Miss Roby, Mr. Payden, and Mr. Wills. May this new environment strengthen your work, ease your tasks, and inspire renewed devotion to your calling. And lastly, to our students, this is a beautiful building, built with great effort and expense. Treat it with respect. Let its halls be places of order. Let its rooms be places of industry, and let its grounds be places of fair and happy play. And also, I wish to offer a word of reassurance. Your playground will be returned to you. The wooden school buildings will soon be removed and the grounds restored to your use. Some of you may remember that in years past, I took particular interest in securing proper playground equipment for our girls, a small matter to some, perhaps, but an important one to those it served. It has always been my belief that every child deserves both wholesome study and wholesome play. That principle will continue here. And you will also hear again our familiar bell, which will be brought over to this new building, reminding us that while much of it is new, the spirit of our school remains the same. And remember, my office is on the first floor, and my door will always be open to you. Auburn may take just pride in what stands before us today. Let this school be a beacon for years to come, a symbol of what free people can accomplish when they join hands for the good of their children. And in that spirit, I dedicate this building to learning, to citizenship, and to the future of Auburn. Now, I'd ask Mr. Charles to do one last piece with his fabulous orchestra. I will now ask the city historian, Ms. Kramer, to return and tell you what has happened to this building over the last 110 years.
Thank you. We can't leave you wondering how Auburn Grammar School transitioned into City Hall, so here is the rest of the story. When the renowned architect, Mr. Weeks, had designed this building, he emphasized earthquake safety that had been learned from the 1906 earthquake. But in succeeding years, more and more progress was made. And in the mid 1950s, the Field Act was passed with new earthquake standards. This building no longer was deemed to be up to the latest standards. Many more years passed, and in 1963, the state legislature passed a law that made the school board members personally liable in the event of an earthquake. The courts upheld the law, so in June of 1964, Auburn Grammar School was closed. Auburn Grammar Union School District used it for storage and offices. I will digress for a moment and share a couple of notes about vocabulary. The teacher in me never dies. Over time, more and more small school districts were consolidated into the district, and Union was added to the district name. And today, we would use the word elementary rather than grammar. Back to our story. In the mid-1980s, the Auburn Union School District made plans to sell Auburn Grammar School. Once again, the community rose magnificently to the occasion. In March of 1987, the citizens would pass a $2.3 million bond to purchase and remodel Auburn Grammar School and Lincoln Way School. And this bond had to be passed by a 2/3 majority. And it passed. It's pretty amazing. 2/3 majority? So, December 1990, Auburn Grammar School was dedicated as the Auburn Civic Center and City Hall. This beautiful building, with its Gladdy McBean clay bricks and decorative terracotta features, had been saved. 1 year later, Lincoln Way School was dedicated as the police station. Room 5 was preserved as a historical classroom. It is open to the public Monday through Thursday from 11 to 2. It is available for school groups to arrange to come and experience a typical 1916 school day. Be sure and come upstairs and have a look. Thank you for joining us today in sharing our legacy. A special thanks to the student participants, and as a historical footnote, Mr. J.J. Berry and Miss Irene Burns really did put their heart and soul in getting this school built. Brad Weisberg and Brittany Meyer did a splendid job of reenacting. Now, Dr. Brittany Meyer, the Auburn Union School Superintendent, has some concluding remarks.
So, as Carol pointed out, I was fortunate enough to play someone of the past, Irene Burns, but in my real life, I am associated with the school district as well, and I'm the superintendent of Auburn Union School District. Which is a great place. And we hope you'll come learn more about it. We have a present day Auburn Union set up downstairs on the first floor. You can come see our student artwork and videos. We have old yearbooks. If you went to Auburn schools, you might find yourself in there. So we hope you'll come see us. But before that, I'd like to take a few moments to say thank you also, of course, to the City of Auburn and our city historian, Carol Kramer, who set up this event. Thank you so much. I met Carol last spring when she came to, well, I actually met her in the historical classroom, and then we ended up meeting later, and she told me about this event. She said, wouldn't it be great to have kids involved? And she told me about this reenactment, and I must have had some kind of look on my face because she said, do you want to play a part in it? And it works out nice to have a bit of a juxtaposition between the county superintendent and the current school district superintendent. And if you can indulge me for a moment, I will tell you a few things I learned about Irene Burns as I researched her, because I found her to be a fascinating individual. She was elected to the office of County Superintendent of Schools, as J.J. Berry pointed out, not only as the first woman county superintendent, but the first woman to hold a public office in the entire county of any kind. That might surprise you. I think it surprised the people of 1916 a little bit too. She ran against a gentleman for the seat, and the Roseville Tribune published an article. And that article outlined why you couldn't possibly vote for a woman to do a public office job. And what Irene did, she read that article, she split it into 16 salient points, and then she wrote her own rebuttal in which she counterpointed every single argument. So if you think about that a little bit, you can probably tell what type of person she probably was. There were a few more articles published about her over her three terms in office. The next one was when she ran for her second term, and this time she ran unopposed, and all the articles read that made complete sense because she did a stellar job and no one was her equal, and it made sense that she had no one running against her. So quite a switch in just 4 years. And when she finished her third term and announced that she wouldn't run again, there was another article published about her, and this time it was imploring her to change her mind and run for a fourth term. I don't know how Auburn Grammar School students felt about Irene Burns in 1916 when she stood here to speak to all of them, but I know how I felt when I was researching her. I felt two things primarily: impressed, for obvious reasons, and appreciative. I was impressed with her fortitude and all that she worked to accomplish. That work was centered, as it always should be, on the lives and experiences of the students she was elected to serve. And I'm appreciative of all of that, but I'm also very grateful myself because I very much enjoy the work that I get to do every day. And I know that my path here was smoothed a little bit by what she did so many years ago. So to Irene, I also say thank you. Thank you to all of you for being here, for being part of this reenactment and this performance. I hope that it is not lost on you that we are standing in the very same building, perhaps in the very same spot, that the actual people we portrayed today stood exactly 110 years ago to the day, which means something and maybe gives you a little bit of a chill like it gives me. We are fortunate to live in Auburn because we have a community that has that type of rich history. And we're able to stand here and say that something happened 110 years ago in a building we can still be a part of. So I feel fortunate for that, and I hope that you all do as well. We also hope that you spend a little more time with us today enjoying that history. You, as Carol had mentioned, can tour the historic classroom upstairs. There's also artifacts of original Auburn Grammar School up on the second floor, or up on the third floor as well. Second floor. And as well as pictures and information about teachers and employees that were part of past years here. When you emerge from that past, as I said, please join us downstairs for present day Auburn Union School District. We would love to welcome you down there. There are also refreshments, if that encourages anyone, that can be had if you join us downstairs. I would also like to say, that it's been a privilege, and I want to thank again our students. I know that there's a lot you can do on your Saturday, staff included. A lot of our staff is here today. Our board president is also here today, and we appreciate you being a part of it. So thank you again to all of you. And with that, before you are allowed to disperse and go enjoy all that is to be had, I would like to ask Mr. Berry if you could please lead the students out.